One, two, three.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Bad cops, bad cops. Bad cops, bad cops. Bad cops, bad cops. Bad cops, bad cops.
Yes, so many cops are on the tick. What do you expect when they use tear gas and tanks? Whether in a car or on a horse, cops don't mind using excessive force.
Bad cops, bad cops.
What you gonna do?
Bad cops, bad cops.
What you gonna do?
Bad cops, bad cops.
What you gonna do?
Bad cops, bad cops.
This is filmed in front of a live studio audience.
You know, sadly, it appears that we've got more footage to add to our introduction here. We may have to change this segment's name from Bad Cops to Awful Cops.
Worst cops. I mean, like we have to do a reboot of the intro trailer. But that's sad because that's the thing, is never ending footage of police brutalizing people, harassing people, killing people. And you know, in some reason right now, Minnesota seems to be this lightning rod of horrible stuff, to the point that, you know, I need to look at a fucking map just to take in what is happening in this city. In the past,
Yeah, you sent me a map. You sent me a map in iMessage. I was like, oh, is this like the Bermuda Triangle of where niggas shouldn't go? Like if you get caught in this triangle, niggas disappear. Like,
I mean, that's what pretty much was happening.
that's what
here.
it looks like.
It's like pretty much this 25-mile radius of, like, you know, right now we're pretty much.
That's like the world's worst pizza slice. Dead ass.
I mean, isn't it crazy that it's like this is the distance between these crazy things? So the first thing we're going to talk about is with the situation that was really traumatizing. Philando Castile, when he was shot in front of his children, in front of his
Fiance.
Yeah. He was like like just like an asset to the community. I mean, he was like, so like that happened, and apparently people thought there was going to be like accountability after that. You know,
Hell no.
The same call
the
happened.
fuck? Talk about accountability. What
like,
kind of an idiot are you?
Police reform. We're going to reform the police.
No, come on, man.
You know, police gonna
remember, yo, dude, they have investigated themselves, and they have determined they engaged in no wrongdoing.
So I want to pull up this article. Even if we get to what's happening, what just happened the past 3 days, we want to talk about this. We want to get there. First, we want to talk about Minnesota as being this crazy landscape right now. These are the people who were killed by police, as you see.
Wait. Which one of these three is not like the other?
So, yeah.
Because only one of those three has gotten justice. Which one of the three?
I mean, they locked that man up with like Flash from Justice League going back in time. And I mean, they made sure to do the book of that officer, but so because he was black.
Although I do have to kind of run it back just a little bit, kind of back it up just a little bit. The prosecution is about to finish up in the George Floyd trial. It looks like Derek Chauvin is toast from the reports that I've seen.
Yeah, the defense has started today. The defense has pretty much started, and
to me it looks like Chauvin is toast because a lot of times you can tell when the prosecutor is looking to actually win a case that they brought against a police officer and when they're not looking to win. And they went all barrels blazing on this guy, even bringing in other law enforcement experts, bringing in medical examiners, bringing in witnesses from everywhere. They even laid it on super thick with the 9-year-old girl. I don't know, man.
I mean, everybody.
It looks like we might get justice on this one. I don't want to say we, because his family, his memory might get some justice. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. I mean, like we have a situation here, like Castile's like this is a quote from Castile's mother, who pretty much like after Floyd died, she was like, "Why does this keep happening? Why is no one being held accountable?" That's what his mother, Philando mother, was saying. You know, when Floyd died, and the Marshall Project actually tried to analyze the police reform efforts that everyone was speaking about after Floyd died, after Castile died. We're going to reform the police. We're going to stand in a different way, whatever bullshit reform.
Right.
So like they saw what happened, and they had police accountability experts, court documents, stored state legislation, 2014 report by the U.S. Department of Justice about policing in Minneapolis, all point to a clear pattern. Even as officials have made some changes, law enforcement have lacked the authority. So you have the situation that happened. Really, you saw what happened in Brooklyn Center. As soon as the mayor changed control, that's when everyone started getting fired. Because the manager wasn't.
From what I've seen from Brooklyn Center, they haven't fired anybody. The police chief resigned, and the officer who doesn't know the difference between a taser and a sidearm, like I know that we just had a segment last week where we were kind of decrying the gun culture here in the United States, but we both admitted to the fact that we don't hate guns. We've gone shooting.
Yeah.
I don't understand how you can mistake a plastic taser for a metal pistol.
So I really want to pull up this particular officer, because like the more you know about this officer, the more that excuse makes even less sense.
I mean, what was it? Was she like a 26-year veteran?
Yes, and
she doesn't know the difference.
And why? In this fact right here, I want to pull out in this fact. So what happened here? This is wild right here. So pretty much, she was a field training officer. She was training a new officer on Sunday. So,
okay, all right.
This is a quote for the Minnesota police.
How to kill niggas 101 and get away with it.
Yeah, pretty much that was the training. That's what it feels like. It was like a white supremacist training day. Like it was like so.
I don't know if we'll be able to get away with "I feared for my life."
Yeah.
So let's mix it up. Yeah. Hey,
we can't sprinkle crack on them anymore. We can't, throw different pictures around. We can't, put weed on them.
You do know that you have to take the safety off your pistol, right?
So this is crazy. Like this situation, right? She was literally training a new officer on Sunday when she fairly shot Wright.
Whoa! What does that sound familiar? Wait. When does that situation sounds really familiar?
What, training someone and then killing someone?
The training cop kills someone unnecessarily.
What, Denzel Washington movie?
Derek Chauvin. Yeah, almost exactly a year ago.
So I want to go back to this map again. This is crazy, right? This is happening. This happened. So I wanted to show where it happened to Mr. Wright. Unfortunately,
are you talking about the nigga killing pizza slice?
Yeah, we got to go back to this the Bermuda Triangle hellhole that right here. So this is the recent. So we just talked about Philando Castile, which happened over here, and then we're gonna go here to happen recently here. This is the site, Brooklyn Center, and pretty much we're hearing the breakdown of the situation. He was expired plates, or like he had a warrant for like a joint. Everything clearly was nonviolent.
I saw some guy on Twitter trying to say that he had that his warrant was firearms related.
Yeah.
So it's really weird how
I think people
when people really want to further their thinly veiled racist position, that they're able to find so much information on somebody in their background to justify them being murdered in the street. In fact, there was a YouTuber that I had been watching pretty regularly in what is called the manosphere. It's a lot of pro-male type of content. And I went to watch his video, and he claims that, he's got proof of why the modern male should move out of cities. So I kind of had a feeling where he was going to go, but I wanted to see what his agenda was and how he was going to try to get there. So he tries really sneakily to skim over the catalyst for the social unrest, but then he's like, well, we're not going to pay attention to what kind of caused the unrest, but I'm going to bring this article up about looting. And this is why you should move out of cities, because, something happens and look at all this looting. And you remember almost a year ago when the catalyst for creating the show was what? I heard the dog whistle. When people start whining and crying and complaining about broken windows and stolen pairs of sneakers while silent on the unnecessary loss of life of black and brown people, and then expect that we don't hear what you're actually saying. So, I had to drop the dislike. I don't want his videos being recommended to me anymore. Nothing you say at that point holds any water, because you've been telling other people to keep that same energy to tell the whole story, because how we men are being demonized in society or what have you. You want everybody else to tell their whole story, but then you want to there was a police involved incident. I mean, that's because fuck out of here with that.
One from giving airtime from weirdos like that, but I just
you get what I'm saying. I'm tired of hearing the racist dog whistle. I'm tired of it.
It's lazy intellectual. It's lazy. It's dumb.
It's not even lazy. It's intentionally trying to mislead us.
It's this man on the internet saying all this human history and collapse.
It's not just lazy. It's intent. Now, understand what I'm saying. This is not just lazy, because you that's almost like letting him off the hook.
No, it's not letting him off the hook. I'm not saying
when you say that he's lazy, no, he intentionally tried to sweep under the rug the catalyst for social unrest, like acting like niggas just break windows and loot every day for no reason.
I just want to move on, because I don't know who you're talking about.
No, but I just needed to put that out there.
Yeah.
Because you already know that when we go live, because as you already know, this is not live, even though it says live Bad Cops, it's not live. We are going to get people in our comment section that are going to want to try to argue with us about this bullshit. And it's like, no, we've already heard all the racist bullshit.
Other Virginians, I feel like you're on that point. I feel like I'm not on this point. I feel like if someone would argue, I'm just going to kick him in the back at this point, because really, what can
but you already know what this show is.
You can't do anything black. You could be in your house. You can sleep. You could be an Army veteran. You can be an active Army. You can be sleeping. You can be walking home. You can be driving home. You can be buying a new car.
You could be playing video games with your nephew at 2 o'clock in the morning in your own home.
So
you could be sleeping.
So if you still think you still want to lick a cop's asshole, at this point you keep
not even the boot at this point.
That's what you're doing at this point. I want to click this next thing, which is unfortunate, because the system is crazy. We have people literally saying that this person won't be charged for what happened. So I mean, how can you explain that? So
can you imagine? If instead of getting out my Nerf gun, I pulled out a real gun and shot somebody, I can't be charged. Know what I'm saying? So anytime I want to go murder somebody in the streets, I got my Nerf on my hip, right? Because it's Nerf or nothing, right? I got my Nerf on my hip. I've got my ratchet on my hip, and I can kill anybody I want, right? Because the only thing I have to say is, I thought I was pulling my Nerf gun, my plastic Nerf gun, when I pulled out the heavier, real gun with real recoil, and I can't be charged, right?
I mean, it's just like the scam answer right here, that we're arguing over this stupid excuse. Like literally a field training officer is using this excuse at this moment, and it's being carried by the media on fire. This is the media just talking about it over and over again. Like, don't you realize this is a field training officer that did this? This is not a real excuse. It's garbage. But at the same time, they're saying like, I think the officer should have been fired immediately. But when it comes to, you don't think
an officer will never be fired because they resigned. They were allowed to resign. Yeah. And of course, when you're talking about somebody who's a 26-year veteran of the force and they are allowed to resign, you know they're getting that pension.
So, and then it goes back to allegedly having an air freshener hanging from his rearview mirror, which is illegal in Minnesota. I mean,
yeah,
kind of arbitrary...
it's several. Actually, it's illegal in a bunch of different states.
So he was killed over that. Good. So
you know what I mean? And the thing is, people are going to try to justify that shit.
Murder all the people who have air fresheners. That's the most tackiest, dangerous shit. We need to get squads out there. We need to get the death squads out there. All for the.
I don't know. There's a part of me, the cynical part of me, the suspicious part of me that'd be like, well, if they didn't like the fart that came out of his ass during the traffic stop and it stank, that they would pull the guns on him. You need that air freshener.
Get the air freshener in your car. Stat. I mean, like this is crazy. What kind of?
Can you imagine? Can you imagine right now if you're the CEO of that company that makes those fucking tree air freshener things?
Was it a tree air freshener?
Can you imagine being the CEO of the company that makes that shit? Like someone was killed over your product.
I mean, someone was killed over Skittles in Arizona can. I mean, so. Trayvon Martin. I mean, this is a horrible situation in America, and like black people are murdered over counterfeit dollars, murdered over air fresheners. I mean, what is happening here? Wallets. Even when we have a license to carry a gun. Hey, I have a license to carry a gun. We still get killed. So this is crazy here that we have this report saying that she did that, but she's still gonna get away with it. Meanwhile, I want to pull up this map. This to show back to the triangle, the amazing triangle, what happened. So
the amazing triangle of Black Death.
So this is like crazy right now. So we're gonna go back to what's happening now with Derek Chauvin. This is what happened here from the cup food, and this is crazy to me. I want to put perspective. This is where the pretty much trial is happening. This is where the trial's happening, and this is where the killing happening. Literally, look how close that is. While this man was being murdered,
12 miles.
While this man is being murdered, I mean, he was just a kid a couple of years ago, being murdered. The trial deliberations, like all this stuff is happening, getting ready for Monday. It's just crazy to me. So I just want to show that map in perspective. I think Bad Cops is going to be like a double Bad Cops tonight. So you guys are probably going to go back into live chat, and we're going to talk about the more stuff that's happening from the Army lieutenant to the Jacob Blake's killer, almost killer, going back in the streets. So it's a lot we're going to talk about. So this Black Power Magic Hour on Twitter, Facebook, and Discord, and follow Dr. Virginius. He's on YouTube, Facebook, not anymore at the moment, and Twitch and Discord. And then act.tv has about 48,000 subscribers on YouTube, so you gotta click the like there because we're getting really good over there with James, Juliana, and Solidarity Works. So
yeah, and you gotta make sure to help us out with the algorithm. Hit the like, man. YouTube. Hit the like button, and I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all are ninja watching. So hit the subscribe button.
Yeah.
Hit the notification bell. And click the like button, especially on our videos, because that's really who I care about. I care about us. All right. So that's Bad Cops, and now we go back live to more Bad Cops.
Awful Cops.